The Yahweh presents The Week That Was.
Hello, thanks for joining us and welcome to the Yahweh's Week That Was for the week of February 12th to February 19th, 2017. It was a real up and down week for the Trump administration. Let's get things started.
President Trump seems to have a pretty good handle on most of the issues that have come up during his first month in office. Now he just needs to get his own staff issues resolved. In a classic example of the cover-up being worse than the actual crime, the president's national security advisor, Michael Flynn, is in trouble with losing his job after he told Vice President Pence that he had never spoken to the Russians about sanctions that were being considered against the Putin government. Having the conversation with the Russian ambassador wasn't illegal, but lying to the vice president, who then went out to tell the press that the conversation never happened, just made it feel worse than it actually was.
It's getting hot in the West Wing, and the Yahweh predicts that General Flynn will be turning in his resignation before the end of the week.
Well, that didn't take long. The National Security Advisor gave the president a personalized valentine that went something like this. The Russians are red, the phone calls were true, I'm resigning my post, and I lied to Pence, too.
The question now is, was it a resignation, or was it...
You're fired.
We at the Yahweh would like to take this opportunity to welcome Fred the Follower to the show.
Fred comes in when we find examples of people who blindly follow others without questioning their reasons or motives. We'd like to present the first Fred the Follower Award to U.S. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi and Maryland Congressman Elijah Cummings after these performances.
Madam Leader, just this morning, Flynn tweeted, and this is a quote, "Scapegoat."
I didn't know until I heard from our colleague that the tweet of General Flynn today was scapegoat.
The only problem is the tweet they quoted came from a fake Twitter account.
Are you done?
In another blow to President Trump's cabinet, Andrew Puzder withdrew his name from consideration for appointment as Labor Secretary. Turns out the guy who runs Carl's Jr. just doesn't have the stomach for working in the Trump cabinet. President Donald Trump welcomed the Prime Minister of Israel to the White House. It looks like this relationship will be a strong one during the Trump presidency, even if the two leaders don't see eye to eye on everything.
As far as settlements, I'd like to see you hold back on settlements for a little bit.
I believe that the issue of the settlements is not the core of the conflict, nor does it really drive the conflict. I think it's an issue that has to be resolved in the context of peace negotiations. And I think we also are going to speak about it, President Trump and I, so we can arrive at an understanding, so we don't keep on bumping into each other all the time on this issue, and we're going to discuss this.
As is customary, we will now take a look at what the Tweeter-in-Chief has been up to this week.
Here's the Week in Tweets.
It didn't take President Trump long to replace his nominee for Labor Secretary. He tapped Alexander Acosta, the dean of Florida International University School of Law, to fill the post.
Mr. Acosta is a conservative champion for civil rights and has testified before Congress in support of Muslim American rights.
It's one step forward and one step backward for President Trump's cabinet as his pick to replace Michael Flynn as National Security Advisor refuses the position. The retired admiral says he talked it over with his family and decided it wasn't a good fit.
Translation? He's making a lot more money as CEO of a company in Dubai. President Trump held his first real press conference. Here are the highlights.
The President of the United States.
I'm here today to update the American people on the incredible progress that has been made in the last 4 weeks since my inauguration. The press has become so dishonest that if we don't talk about it, we are doing a tremendous disservice to the American people. I turn on the TV, open the newspapers, and I see stories of chaos. Chaos. Yet it is the exact opposite. This administration is running like a fine-tuned machine. President Putin called me up very nicely to congratulate me on the win of the election. He then called me up extremely nicely to congratulate me on the inauguration, which was terrific. And the leaks are absolutely real. The news is fake because so much of the news is fake. But I'm having a good time. Tomorrow they will say, Donald Trump rants and raves at the press. I'm not ranting and raving. I'm just telling you, you're dishonest people. But I'm not ranting and raving. I love this. I'm having a good time doing it. But tomorrow the headlines are going to be, Donald Trump rants and raves. I'm not ranting and raving. We had Hillary Clinton give Russia 20% of the uranium in our country. You know what uranium is, right? It's a thing called nuclear weapons and other things, like lots of things are done with uranium, including some bad things. Politically, it would be unpopular for a politician to make a deal. I can't believe I'm saying I'm a politician, but I guess that's what I am now. We lived in a divided nation, and I am going to try. I will do everything within my power to fix that. I want to thank everybody very much. It's a great honor to be with you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Finally, a piece of good news on the cabinet front for President Trump as Scott Pruitt gets confirmed as the head of the Environmental Protection Agency. A lot of people aren't happy about the choice since Mr. Pruitt has actually brought lawsuits against the EPA in the past.
Bottom line, there will be a lot less federal oversight of environmental issues with Pruitt at the helm.
Donald Trump held a huge rally in Melbourne, Florida this week. It's only been a month since he took the oath, and he claims this is not the beginning of his shift into campaign mode for 2020.
Seems a little odd that the whole event was set up by the re-election organization. So, there you had it. An uncommon sense look at the week that was for February 12th to February 19th, 2017. Join us again next time here at theyalway.com, where we'll take another look back at the week that was. If you find any uncommon sense in your world or see something that might need the Yahweh analysis, please feel free to share it with us here at the Yahweh. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/the Yahweh. You can follow us on Twitter if you'd like, at the Yahweh, or you can email your comments to me directly at james@theyalway.com. Again, that's james@theyalway.com. Please check out our column at theyalway.com and feel free to comment on anything you read there as well. Until next time, keep an eye out for any uncommon sense you may find in your world, and thanks for watching.